So you've decided to ask me what was the surprise I had on this last tour. It was a strange way for you to ask that, but I've got an answer for it. Something that surprised me was I found a place in Indiana I like. What was that? I got an eyelash in my mouth. How is it even possible? Anyways, that's not the question. So I typically, and I hate to, because I know there's people that watch from Indiana. It's a big state. Lots of people live there. I'm sorry. There had to be a least favorite, which was North Dakota, and there had to be a second least favorite. It's Indiana. Most of the time, I haven't had a lot of fun in Indiana. And I've been to Terre Haute many times, and I did not like it. I did not like it one bit. But this most recent time, I went to St. Mary's of the Woods, which is just, I guess it's not really in Terre Haute, but it's in that world. The campus is huge. But usually we stay on campus at one of these old buildings from, it feels like the 1800s. The school's been, it was a women's college throughout the mid 1800s till last year was the first year that men were allowed to apply. This year's the first year that they can, I guess, be live on campus students. I'm not the guy that's booking classes at St. Mary of the Woods. So if you want information on that, you're going to have to look it up. Nonetheless, usually we stay on campus. They have a beautiful campus, buildings that are made of brick from the 1800s. This time, for whatever reason, we didn't stay on campus. They had us get a hotel, and we got to get a hotel downtown Terre Haute, which is the crossroads of America. I am not exactly sure, but I think they were saying it was like the first place in America where two major highways intersected. I have a hard time believing that's the case, but whatever reason, Terre Haute's considered the crossroads, which in itself was not the exciting thing. The exciting thing was I was in a hotel, and it was late at night. It was a Friday night in Terre Haute, and I was like, well, I might as well go out tonight and see what Terre Haute's like. I've never enjoyed myself. Typically, I'm in the middle of the woods, and it's not a place to hang out unless you're like you just can't hang out at St. Mary of the Woods College. I'm not a college student, and I would be inappropriate if I was just hanging out outside of the woods. It would be a creepy, killer type thing. So downtown Terre Haute, I'm not a creepy killer, no matter what this mustache screams. So I go to the elevator in the hotel, open it up, and there's two women. They've been drinking. They're slightly intoxicated, and they're like, "Are you drunk yet?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. But I am going to the bar, so we'll see what happens." They're like, "Oh, you're not going to room 302?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to room 302. First off, I'm married, miss. Second off, there's a place with live music downstairs across the street." So I said I was going to go there, and they're like, "Oh, be careful, there's a dress code there." And I was like, "Well, okay." Well, I was wearing a tie at the time. I wear a tie quite often. I enjoy looking good. And so I go downstairs, and I go across the street to a place called The Verve. And The Verve has music going on. It was the coolest funk band I've ever seen in my life. I haven't seen that many funk bands, but I listened to it. It was insane. There was disco balls. There was these black guys with these awesome hats that looked like they were right out of the 70s. And afterwards, I stayed and I talked to the musicians because I was just like, this is really unexpected. I didn't expect to see so much awesome culture in Terre Haute. And the guy told me that he used to play with George Clinton. And for the life of me, I don't remember the name of the band. I remember looking at a poster and seeing the name of the band and being like, there's no way I'll ever remember that band name, because it didn't roll off your tongue. They needed to have a simple band name. Their band name was a paragraph. So that was unexpected, to find a place in Indiana, a lot less in Terre Haute, that I really enjoyed.